to find local elected officials who are working every day to try to make life easier for working people in this state. It shouldn't be as hard as it is to find school board members who are interested in fully funding and protecting our community public schools. It shouldn't be as hard as it is to find local elected officials who are advocating for local control and fighting to make sure that you have power over your own communities, but shockingly, it is. And that's why organizations like Denton Together are so important in the way that they operate to get people elected to nonpartisan positions all across this state who are interested in protecting working families across this state. So thank you, Denton Together, and Ira and Debbie, and all the work that y'all are doing. Thank you to our local electeds that are here. I mean, I just absolutely love, I'm also a nonpartisan locally elected, nonpartisan local elected official. And I know, I mean, it's a slog sometimes, right? But it's so crucial that we have you standing on the front lines, because the reality is our local communities are under assault. And we're not just talking about Trump administration stuff. We're talking about right here in Texas. That every single time that this legislature meets, it's a newfound assault on your rights, on your property rights, on your local community schools. And having these folks here makes me feel a whole lot better, knowing that your communities are going to be taken care of. At the Texas Democratic Party, we're committed to rebuilding this sucker from the ground up. Frankly, we gotta. I think anybody that looks at the Texas Democratic Party right now understands it's going to have to get overhauled, and it's going to have to get rebuilt in every way. And what's really exciting about running for chair of the state Democratic Party is that there's 8 people that are all running, and they're all really nice folks, and they're all really good Democrats. And we've been going around the state. We just did our 18th forum last night and yesterday in San Antonio. We have 2 more next week, so we'll have 20 before the election happens. And I feel very confident that every single one of us are going to be in this fight no matter what happens on Saturday, because it is crucial that we have every single person standing on the front lines right now, because right now everything is on the line. We've said it for years. We've told you every year, this is the most important election of your lifetime. This is the most important election of your lifetime. Well, the most important elections of our lifetime have passed, and we failed. And now we're reaping the consequences of that. And so having you here, having these locals here, and having all 8 of us that are running for state chair, standing on the front lines, fighting back, rebuilding, and trying to claw back control of a state that has forgotten about us, it's crucial. And I just want to, again, thank you for being here and supporting the races that everybody doesn't always think local elected offices are sexy. But man, the further down they are on the ballot, the more close they are to your front door. And it is horrifying whenever you wake up the day after an election and you didn't do everything that you could to win. I want to tell you a quick little story, and then I'll get out of your hair. I ran for city council in Huntsville, Texas when I was in my early 20s, and I lost by 7 votes. And let me tell you, when you wake up the day after election and you won, it's great. When you wake up the day after the election and you got your ass handed to you, it's not great, but it's fine. But when you lose by 7 votes, you spend all your time, even 10, 15 years later, thinking about what could I have done? What if I didn't hit the snooze button 7 times in the last 12 months or whatever? You know, what if I had just stayed and knocked on a couple more doors? My purpose of telling you that story is I don't want you in Denton to wake up the day after the election and lose by 7 votes and wonder what you could have done over that period to try to make sure that you were delivering that win for these candidates who are working their ass off. And so there's a QR code that's on your table. I'm going to ask you, I think it was when we went around the question, please consider scanning that, donating to Denton Together to help them fund this effort so that we don't have that 7-vote threshold. Instead, they are going to wake up the day after the election and wonder how they lost by 7 votes. It ain't got to be pretty, because a win's a win, right? And thank you, Ira and Debbie and all of you, for all of the work that you're doing and your commitment to rebuilding this party and to making sure we're electing folks that care about local area and care about the people that they're actually representing. That's what makes us different than the other guys. And you represent that every single day in the work that you do. So thank y'all very much for having me here and letting me drone on a bit, and I really appreciate you.